This is going to be a long war. This isn't going to be a 3-day action. Because you cannot allow Hamas to exist. They're killing women and children. They were going after civilians. They were capturing people. You know, they came over in 20 different areas, but it just so happens they didn't realize there was a concert going on and 2,000 people sitting there. But they can no longer exist.
Fighting between Hamas and Israel rages on into the third day as militants launch a new barrage of rocket attacks. Israel formally declaring war on Islamist militant group Hamas after an unprecedented surprise assault into Israeli territory, killing over 1,200 thus far.
At least 4 Americans are dead in the attacks. We'll have live coverage from Israel throughout the morning.
Good morning. Welcome to Wake Up America. It is Columbus Day, Monday, October 9th. I'm John Glasgow. Rob Finnerty will be back tomorrow.
And I'm Krysia Lenzo. Here are some of the stories we are following for you this morning.
The Israeli military intensifies Gaza strikes as they drive Hamas fighters out of southern towns while trying to seal its borders. The Israeli military says it hit more than 500 targets in Gaza overnight.
President Biden responds by sending additional military assistance to Israel. The White House saying the president has spoken with Netanyahu as the government works to verify how many U.S. citizens are among those killed or taken captive.
And the Israeli and Palestinian supporters facing off across the country in protest as anger, outrage, and prayers pour out following a weekend marred by war. We are fortunate to be joined in studio this morning by a senior contributor with The Federalist, Benjamin Weingarten. He was here on Sunday as well, an expert on Israeli and Middle Eastern politics. Let's go to Israel. The sirens ringing as the Iron Dome is intercepting rockets. Our Jerusalem correspondent, Daniel Cohen, he is outside here, and he's going to capture it all.
Yeah, hi, John. Hi, Krysia. I actually shot some video a few moments ago. You probably first thing look at me saying, that doesn't look like a war zone. I'm actually in the backyard of my house, and let me tell you, all of Israel is a war zone. Do we have the video, you guys? I was on my way to Tel Aviv to Central Military Command there, and there was a rocket warning siren. Here it is. I'm going to stop talking for a minute.
Sirens sound like I was just about to head to Tel Aviv for live shots all day. This is my backyard. So we're going to head down into the Mamad. We have a bomb shelter. People who live in large buildings don't, but there's usually one in the basement. They don't have one in their apartments, I should say. So, I'm hearing popping too. So you probably can't pick it up here, but there's the popping that you're hearing is, did you catch that? Iron Dome. Wow. Okay, I'm going inside.
And that is the moment I stepped inside. My family, my wife, my 3 kids were downstairs in the Mamad. They were actually, kids were outside at a park and grabbed other kids from the neighborhood. There were a couple of other children and quickly went down to the Mamad. Look, that's just a taste, a little bit of what Israelis are enduring right now. And let me catch you up on the big stories in case you're just now waking up. So Israel's damaged border is still open. Terrorists are still pouring in. There was a tunnel that was found in Kfar Aza. There was a fierce fight overnight. 70 terrorists were killed. Now, the fighting is still going on right now in the south, but we can tell you those 6 border communities that the Israeli forces were centered on have all been, Israel has regained control of all of those communities, although Israel is saying that they believe that the terrorists might still be in those neighborhoods. They do have control, though. Thousands of reservists have been sent to shore up the southern part of Israel, where Gaza is, the Gaza Strip, and of course the northern part, Lebanon. The Iranian-backed Hezbollah fighters there. Now, to this point, they've remained out of the fighting. There were some rockets lobbed to the Golan Heights yesterday, but no real damage. They didn't really hit anything. And to this moment now, a general I spoke with this morning said Hezbollah has missed its window for the opportunity of surprise. Whether it gets in the fight or not remains to be seen. The USS Gerald Ford Carrier Strike Group is on the way. 5,000 sailors will be coming here to the Mediterranean. President Biden said they are to be ready for any scenario. And here's the other thing. Once Israel has secured its borders, and you heard Speaker McCarthy, we're hearing everybody in Israel say it's going to take some time to do that. But once the borders have been secured, Israel is preparing to send forces into Gaza. That will be a very bloody conflict. Cabinet Secretary today even saying this war with Islamic terrorists in Gaza will be the last one in Gaza. 2 quick updates I want to give you on the civilian front. Also, John and Krysia, residents of Sderot have been told to still shelter in place, as I told you about the terrorists that still may be hiding in those neighborhoods. And also, Ben Gurion transit, Ben Gurion Airport right outside Tel Aviv, it's a mess today. People are fighting to get out. People are fighting to get in. There are people who want to come back and serve, protect, and help the country, and other people are trying to get out as well. So major disruptions there, cancellations as well, and we're just setting the table for day 3, and we'll be with you all day here. John and Krysia.
Yeah, this is definitely going to play out for some time now. We do have Ben in studio, Weingarten. He's got a question for you, Daniel.
Daniel, thanks for your reporting on this. And
Sure.
A question that I think all Americans have, and really people across the world have, is how is it possible with the technological advances that Israel has made in terms of border security that this incursion was able to take place? There's been rumors about potentially cyber attacks and jamming of communications. How did this happen based upon your sources to date?
I'm going to answer that for you. I just spoke with a retired brigadier general who is a Gaza commander. I spoke with him just this morning. In fact, you'll hear from him in about 20 minutes. And he told me that this was a failure of Israeli intelligence. And here's what he told me. He said that not just because it's a time of peace, people have been saying, oh, we're talking about peace with Saudi Arabia, the Abraham Accords, UAE, Bahrain, Morocco, and Sudan, and the guard was down. What he told me was that the failure was really person to person, that Israel has been relying so heavily on technology. Israel's technology, as you know, is the best in the world, on par with the United States, or if it's not as good, just as good. And so, it's about the Shin Bet, the Mossad, the infiltrations. They have people in the Gaza Strip. They have people in Lebanon. They have people in Iran. And so that's what he told me. But today, when I asked that question, I asked that of others, even my neighbors, and they say, today is not the day to talk about why did this happen. Today is get control back here in Israel, secure these families, free the hostages, and then we can start to figure out and sort out the why in the days to come.
Daniel Cohen, always a great pleasure having you join us, and excellent reporting out there. We'll check in with you at the top of the hour here. Let's turn to this. At least 4 Americans are dead, figures that could rise in the coming days. The Biden administration investigating whether Americans have been taken hostage by Hamas. Secretary of State Antony Blinken warns that more Americans could be among those dead in Israel as the death toll continues to rise.
We have reports that several Americans may be among the dead. We are very actively working to verify those reports. Similarly, we've seen reports about hostages, and there again, we're very actively trying to verify them and nail that down.
Meaning that there could be some U.S. citizens who have been taken hostage as well, Mr. Secretary?
That's correct.
So again, 4 dead. There could be more coming, Americans. For more on this conflict, let's welcome in commentary editor for the Washington Times, Kelly Sadler, and here in studio again is senior contributor at the Federalist, Benjamin Weingarten. Benjamin, what's your reaction to Secretary Blinken's comments? Israel declared war, pounding Gaza there with killing 413 people in response to the surprise weekend attack. U.S. sending Navy ships. But what did you make of Blinken's comments?
Well, there are 2 outrageous aspects of what we've witnessed from this administration and specifically from Secretary Blinken now. The first is the unique culpability in the Biden administration for aiding, abetting, and enabling this Iran-backed attack with billions of dollars which go well beyond the $6 billion unfrozen and this talking point, well, none of it's been deployed yet. But of course, it will refill coffers that have already been filled with billions of dollars in oil sales that have been enabled, including from Iran to China, because this administration has refused to enforce sanctions on top of tens of billions of dollars released from Iran Deal 1 and aid to Gaza and the Palestinian Authority, which flows to terrorists, and weapons that reportedly came down from Afghanistan that we left there to Gaza. So this administration effectively has its blood on its hands, including American blood now. And just last night, there were reports saying that Blinken was backing a ceasefire in his talks with Turkey's foreign diplomat. A ceasefire after throats are slit, people are raped and taken hostage, and Americans murdered. It's shameful and a disgrace.